Hey, fuck intros, I'm just going to list my favourite games of 2016, and to start off the list, a game that actually came out in 2015. Let's do this. Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege first came out in 2015, but the post-game support has been superb. 8 new operators, 4 new maps, and another season of content is on the way. 2016 Siege is completely different to the Siege that launched in 2015. Alongside all the new content, a multitude of general character tweaks have helped keep Siege fresh and exciting. But that's just the post-game support. Siege was possibly the most underappreciated game of 2015. The steady but intense nature of its multiplayer, one that hinges almost entirely on a combination of reflexes and communication, both on attack and on defense. There's so many little things that Siege gets right. The biggest highlight is the outstanding sound design. You'll hear attackers breaking barricades, you'll hear footsteps nearby, or you're just hearing the noise of a drone rolling around. It really builds an atmosphere like no other multiplayer game in recent memory. And this is before the shootouts have even started. I'm really not one for multiplayer games in general, but Siege still has me coming back a year later. The only other multiplayer experience I remember enjoying for so long was Gears of War 3. Seriously, Siege started off good and has only been getting better and better with each update. Ubisoft has something special here, so let's hope they don't screw it up.
Cause I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that.
Man, Watch Dogs 2 really caught me off guard. The first one was such a miserable, bleak and colourless experience, there was barely anything to like about it. So what a surprise it was when Watch Dogs 2 had tons of colour and tons of personality. Watch Dogs 2's reminded me of the change between the first and second Assassin's Creed games. Everything I didn't like about the first one was either fixed or gone. Watch Dogs 2 presented a bigger, more lively cast of characters. The hacking was expanded to feel less gimmicky and accompanied the improved stealth systems at play. It's a totally different game that really did a lot of stuff right. It also helped that the game had a sense of humour to accompany the game's complete change of tone. The story missions were fun, the ones that took aim at recent events at culture had me smirking and even laughing. Though the story did suffer from a lack of direction and felt more like a collection of random missions loosely connected together, I still enjoyed my time with Watch Dogs 2. Just wish they'd done something to accommodate the non-lethal takedowns by creating a morality system or something. But nonetheless, Watch Dogs 2 was a big surprise and one of my favourite games of the year.
Super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot.
Super Hot is a game that just makes you feel awesome. It's a first-person shooter with a major twist. Time only moves when you do. All the enemies die with one shot, but so do you. So what you get is a really interesting FPS puzzle hybrid of a game, one that challenges you to be aware of your surroundings and plan each move carefully. But it's one that makes each little move feel awesome. Punch an enemy in the face or stun him and then catch his weapon in midair and use it to kill someone else. What really makes it feel badass is how, upon completion, the game then replays the level in real time, so you watch everything you just did, but at a normal speed. It's awesome and mixed in with a strange meta-style story in which you play a hacker who stumbles upon Super Hot, yet the program itself becomes aware of your presence, and what you've got is one of the most unique and entertaining games of the year. Forza Horizon 3 is a beautiful game. Maybe my favourite open world racer ever. Not my favourite racer ever, no, that's Burnout 3. However, Horizon 3 is my favourite racing game since Burnout 3. I've only been confused by open world racing, or more specifically how I've never been big on driving around the open world itself, yet in Horizon 3 I can happily blaze around the open world without a care. I put it down to the tightly designed racing mechanics, one that nicely toe the line between arcade and simulation, but are also helped by just how customisable the level of assists are. So it might take a good bit of testing, but once you find that sweet spot, I'd be damned to say this isn't one of the finest racing games out there. And then there's the fact that the open world is a wonderful sight in itself, from the beaches through the forest to the outback, hitting the roads in a Lamborghini or tearing up the dirt roads in a 4x4. Horizon 3 makes just a simple idea of driving around fun. And then there's a buttload of content from races to challenges, alongside the game's amusingly simple-minded approach to running a festival makes Horizon one of the best racing games in a very long time. And one of the best games of 2016, of course. I love Gears of War. Ever since the first, I've played almost all of them other than the PC version of the original. Gears of War 3 is one of my favourite multiplayer games of all time, so I had high hopes going into Gears of War 4. Thankfully, Gears of War 4 met most of them. The campaign served as an enjoyable adventure that neatly set up the new story and introduced new characters, although I do wish they dug into the more sinister elements of the post-Locust War coalition they teased at the start of the campaign. The other problem was that the Gears 4 campaign just kind of played it a little too safe. It did, however, prove that the standard Gears of War formula still works. And the multiplayer was solid too. It reminded me of everything I loved about Gears of War's multiplayer. Tight, intense and reflex-based shootouts and the joy of curb stomps. And of course a commitment to free content. 6 new maps have been released since the game's launch with more to come, and a brand new Season 2 with customization content. It just had 2 issues. One is the repeated connection issue on the PC version, and a lack of creativity in the weaponry department. Oh, and then there's card pack systems, which I resent in all games ever. But hey, either way, the Coalition are off to a strong start with the franchise. Let's hope they can just find that confidence to take a few more risks in the next one. Either way, I'm confident the franchise is in safe hands. Titanfall 2 is a game mostly centered around giant robots beating the shit out of each other, and it's great. The multiplayer is awesome, an insanely smooth free-running system mixed with tight gunplay and a solid variety of modes. If I were to choose, it's a tie between attrition and bounty hunt for best modes, but Last Titan Standing is pretty fun as well. Then there's the campaign, one that surprised many for being nicely designed, varied and an enjoyable experience. I think the decision to feature a specific Titan with a personality was maybe the best part of it. I mean, other than the cause and effect mission of course. Having a singular Titan who persisted through the campaign helped to give it a bit more of a character and personality. Improved by tight level design that was able to effectively combine Titanfall 2's smooth movement and tight gunplay to create fun and exciting shootouts and then crazy Titan fights. It's really a shame that Titanfall 2 doesn't seem to have sold too well, because I'd consider it the best multiplayer game of the year, only considering Rainbow Six Siege came out last year. But hey, I have high hopes, there's free content continuing to come, and it's really good. You should go buy Titanfall 2 instead of Infinite Warfare, which is garbage. I think. I haven't played it, I don't know. I have a lot of regrets when it comes to Hitman trademark. The first might be my absolute committal to referring to this game as Hitman trademark for the duration of this video. The second would be not following Hitman trademark from its opening. See, Hitman trademark went for an episodic approach, releasing each level of the game individually, so I missed out on the live nature of the content, specifically elusive targets. More difficult targets that are only available for a few days and you only have one chance to kill them. Mess it up and they're gone. I got my first one the other day, but if I'd been following the game from the outset, I would have had a chance to assassinate Gary Busey, and I hate myself for missing out on that. Otherwise, Hitman trademark is fantastic. It's what Hitman always should have been, one that focuses on creativity and exploration. Each level is a murderous sandbox full of opportunities to find unique ways to kill your target. It's a game that rewards patience and attention. Sometimes just overhearing a conversation is your way in, such as being able to disguise yourself as a therapist and then smothering your victim with a pillow. It's what really makes Hitman trademark satisfying. Planning out how you'll start your mission, where you'll start, what items you'll have. Then comes studying your environment, observing AI routes and working out where your opportunity to strike is. My favourite way to kill has always just been poisoning a target's drink and then drowning them in the toilet while they throw up. It's a little disturbing, I guess, but the point is that Hitman trademark is incredibly varied and creative. There must be at least 20 different ways to kill each target, and finding them all can be so much fun. Then there's great side content too in the form of escalations. Challenges which task you with assassinating your targets, usually in a specific disguise and with a specific weapon. With each round, a new modifier is added to make the mission more challenging. And thankfully, there'll be a Season 2 of Hitman trademark, so hopefully I can follow the more live nature of it this time around.
Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
I decided not to number this list, but I'll happily admit, Doom is absolutely my favourite game of 2016. I had such low expectations heading into this. A muddling E3 demo, a lacklustre multiplayer beta and review copies being held back till launch day, everything pointed towards Doom being a disaster on launch. Instead, what I got was the most exciting, entertaining first-person shooter campaign in years. Doom so happily sticks up two fingers towards modern FPS games, ignoring the conventions and the mechanics that you'll find in any of them, and yet it still works. Doom preserves everything the original games did, yet somehow brings them into the modern day without feeling ham-fisted or gimmicky. Instead, Doom's campaign felt fresh and original. The shooting was tight and rewarding, bolstered by smart mechanics that rewarded aggression and endless fighting. Swift and brutal glory kills would reward you with health. The chainsaw would spray blood and ammunition all over the room. It was just so damn good. And Doom put engaging combat over storytelling. Instead of a lengthy opening level that featured excessive amounts of dialogue dedicated to world building, the game opens with you smashing a demon's head into the ground, then grabbing a pistol and killing more demons. Yet I found myself totally fine with Doom's minimalistic approach to storytelling. It focused on making sure you knew where you were going and why, but provided a codex that was beefy and fun to read. The campaign's biggest triumph was the player character himself though, the mighty Doomslayer. A man of zero words, yet more character and personality than your average army boy who could spend hours spouting meaningless dialogue trying to express his feelings. The Doomslayer says all he needs to through his actions alone, from the way he constantly ignores Hayden's attempts to contact him in the opening level, to the way he gleefully smashes anything related to hell. The Doomslayer isn't here to make friends or help anyone, he's here to end the invasion by any means necessary. Add on his backstory of being some sort of demon-slaying legend who was trapped by demons in a tomb, and it's stupid, but yet brilliant. But the campaign itself is so sharply designed and expertly paced. It introduces weapons and demons at such a steady rate that it never overwhelms you, but instead allows you to learn how everything works in an organic way. It's the game I never knew I wanted. One that revels in its own violent nature without feeling over the top. I don't even care that I felt multiplayer and Snap Map felt short of their respective marks, because the campaign is so ridiculously well designed that it makes the entire thing worth the full price alone. Doom is hands down my favourite game of 2016. Let's just see if I can convince Owen to make it Team BDF's official 2016 Game of the Year when it comes to our discussion video that should hopefully come out soon. But otherwise, thanks for watching everybody. Keep your eyes peeled to the channel for Owen's Best of 2016 video whenever that happens, and the eventual official Team BDF Best of 2016 video.